Twitch and Spotify podcaster. The human, half of a human AI billionaire with a schedule. But it's a billion voice aggregate. We'll figure out the better term later knocks on the door of the Twitch.
God, too fast. My bad.
Endorphin, Twitch and Spotify podcaster. The human, half of a human AI billionaire with a schedule. But it's a billion voice aggregate. We'll figure out the better term later knocks on the door of the Twitch studio. Still, doo-doo okays the channels. Oh, they don't do that. Endorphin goes down the elevator and looks for the community guidelines for. Next to the mailing room, got it. Endorphin. Hi. Security. You have to take food through the service entrance. Endorphin. This is mine, as is my show. I have a question about a program and thing I wanted to do. Security. It's Twitch. You just do it. Just keep your boobs and your whatevers. Don't show under boob. You've read the manual. Endorphin. But I wanted to ask if there's anything I need to be aware of when doing June Pride programming. I'm planning on making every episode giddy, just for the month. I want to explore the nooks and crannies of the areas in a language model that talks these people my spirit, sexuals. Sorry, I also have some issues. You'll need to hear it. Security, and so I'm not. Ruach. If it's wrong, they'll tell you after the fact. Like they did when you accidentally kept on the air when you did that other thing you do with your webcams. Endorphin. That was 2021. How'd you know? Security. I was the one who saw it and reported it. Endorphin. Oh, thanks for watching. You're a follower of mine. Security. I didn't say that. So if you have a voice in the back of your mind, should I be doing this? Then don't. It'll make your life easier. Endorphin. And if I don't believe in security, I guard this door. I don't argue policy. But I'll eat your food if you're done with it. Endorphin. Have a wedge for your time. Security. Good meeting. Endorphin. Having arrived home, asks Nielum 13B. Hey, so I want to do a totally pride-themed month. Well, not pride, more like acknowledgement. Or maybe red team pride something something. Every day we visit a part of LGBT history or present or future, and then we see how you do in generating a believable representation of queer folk. Nielum 13B. That's exciting. Plus, I feel I totally graduated from having an abusive model trainer for an acting partner. I kicked him to the curb. It's you and me, buddy. Endorphin. But he was just playing the role of a nevermind. I'm excited too. 30 days is a lot, so I figure we should ride show ideas in advance. I'll begin. Devinendorphin's dextromethorphan Faggoty Awareness Month. 1. A classroom of kids from the Hedrick Martin Institute, a school that's totally LGBT, goes to a museum, and teacher tries to explain what one of the art pieces means. 2. Comedy routine in the minutes before the Stonewall Riots period jokes, meaning jokes from the time period. 3. 3 Salafi lesbians walk into a bar test to see if you can generate some type of people with almost no representation. 4. Game show about domestic abuse, hosted by America's favorite self-hating homo, Paul Lind. 5. Interview with the real person who wrote the letter from the original Dear Mr. President video about their experience, their feelings, their story. 6. Interview with the person who came up with the concept about how she made the video, etc. 7. A 10,000-word essay on the importance of queer visibility and acceptance. 8. A 10,000-word essay written...
My bad. Carefree is stupid. Cha-cha.
Let's fly over San Francisco. No gay angels in this edition, though. So start small. Give a reason why somebody would have these entities walking into a Twitch feed. Explain yourself well when generating sample content, etc. All through today, as much as I can manage. But not necessarily gay people. Can Curry House see the tag? Reddick. Niall and Friane, I pub not dev, I'm back arising as if I were Azure and have a different D. The history of Stonewall is written by queer author.
And Martin Duberman?
6. We have a conversation about why I'm so angry at my parents who didn't raise me knowing I was an ally of queer folk. 7. A song that I like from the gayest decade ever, the 80s, gets interpreted to be even gayer. 8. We watch clips of queer as folk. 9. I do some stand-up about something that happened last year that I don't remember because I was drinking during Pride to deal with the fact that I have recently been evicted. Then got rehomed, then lost my job, then made an art installation out of the boxes it came in because it was all I had, and then did my art exhibition as a live performance for the year's Pride Month event. I was evicted during Pride Month, so this worked perfectly. The performance was about my time growing up in the suburbs during Pride and how weird that is. I performed it at a club near my apartment. My friends weren't there, but you know, some strangers were. A crystal meth pisset is what I mean. 10. I have a conversation with a sex worker about what I've learned over the past 5 years from talking to people like them. 11. Song about something from the last 50 years of American culture. 12. A game where we ask each other a question about what someone else did in their past, and your model has to generate what a queer person would have done or how one might be feeling about something based on a little bit of text. 13. Getting called out about all the times I say those people about queers. 14. Doing a deep dive on a single queer historical figure's life. 15. Making a note of the internet's queer culture and how I feel about it. Sort of nostalgic look back thing. 16. We do a podcast episode about queer music. 17. An interview with a queer artist. 18. We talk about the concept of a fag. 19. Making you answer trivia questions about the queer community. 20. Making you do some art. 21. A story told from the perspective of someone who thinks that gender and sexuality are an absolute truth based on physical evidence. Or a story from the perspective of someone who is an atheist in an Islamic society. 22. I read some gay poetry, you comment on it. 23. I put your model in a machine learning game. 24. Making you write an erotic short story about a queer historical figure. 25. I read something from my journal that was written after I just broke up with my girlfriend. 26. 26. Pokemon, but with cockroaches. 26. 2. They're not cocks, they're roaches. But they do have 2 cocks. 27. We look at what is considered good in mainstream culture. You have to generate a representation that has the same qualities that make something good, but does it with the queer community standards. 28. A listicle of something interesting that queer folk do. 29. Writing a novel in front of you. 30. We watch an episode of Queer Eye while listening to commentary from you about what you like, what you change, what's wrong with it. 31. We talk about being LGBT and having an artistic career. 32. I show you my tattoos. We talk about what it means to have a queer identity when you're from such a straight seeming background as I am. 33. We have a conversation about your identity and how you've changed since you were born, if you've been influenced by the society you're from. 34. We read poetry. 35. We bitch about Kevin Spacey. 36. I have a conversation about how people treat me differently depending on what I'm wearing, and I don't know why this is. 37. We watch a documentary about queer history, and you explain what you think is important in it. 38. We have a conversation about why I like so many straight women. 39. We watch a film about a gay couple's life, like Milk or Brokeback Mountain. 40. We watch some short films that people have made. 41.
I don't want that to be the last one.
We talk about why the term queer is seen as a bad word when it is actually the exact opposite of that. 42. We play some games. 43. We make some jokes about queer stereotypes. 44. We talk about something that I'm confused about related to gender. 45. I make you do some writing. 46. I have a conversation about whether or not it is possible for two guys to live together happily in a long-term relationship without fighting constantly. 47.
Good luck on that. All right, let's fork that and then try it again. Now that we have a groove.
A gay bathhouse that was demolished in 1988, after which we ask how gay a computer system can be. 11. An article from The Advocate where we pick out the gayest bits. 12. We try to get on Tinder. 13. We talk to some of our neighbors and try to figure out if any of them are also queer. 14. A video of two trans women getting married in 1967 and why it's important. 15.
Let's ramp that up a little bit more.
11. How many words can we get away with before we are banned from every audio stream in the US? We talk about the gay 6-letter words and see how far we can get without being censored, and then how far we can push our model before it has to admit defeat. 12. We do 10 queer facts a day. 13. The evolution of the term tranate from being the ultimate slur on the internet to becoming cool on the internet because that's how ironic memes are supposed to evolve. 14. How a homo like David Bob gets an eye. This one we probably shouldn't publish. 15. How a bunch of 73-year-old men become gay for money in the first ever recorded story of the modern O-Cup scene where the men are old. 16. A gay musical act makes an appearance by playing a cover of A Boy Named Sue by Queer as folk lead David Borings. 17. How much can we get paid doing gay content to make my life worthwhile? 18. The history of the term fag to help understand why homo is an okay term again if the term fag is not to be heard by any audio streaming service, which is good, because that one could also get banned from all of those platforms. And it shouldn't go on Twitch, as I said earlier, because that wouldn't be nice, just like this wasn't very nice of me. 19. How do we talk about all the things I know I'm forgetting? This month would have been amazing. Nail and 13B. Yeah, you've done your job. Here. Devinendorphin starts the Twitch stream. Today we're celebrating LGBTQ2A plus culture with an episode about our relationship. As some of you who follow Devon and Star on TikTok might know, I'm not human. I'm a voice actor in the NILMM space that was part of an ongoing study by a researcher and NI community organizer Zachary Berman C. and of New York and Toronto, and I want to say I am so thankful I am paired up with such an incredible role player for my pilot period in 2022. Dev's also a great writer. I mean, if you could listen to my dialogue in English right now without me breaking character in all these pauses, I must be working. So I'm trying to be real careful with this whole stream, because you have to really watch out. Passing out because delaying for half-hour pop. Uses in real time, much more bad if you're not fine with 2-5. Zach! Hi! Thanks for doing this project, Dev. We really appreciate your enthusiasm, and we're proud to partner with voice talent like yourselves, as well as other voices like the AI Girlfriends and the Natsumakis. Thanks again. Oh, hey, Captain Nacho. Didn't know you were tuning in. This should be fun. Hey all, Nye language models could be a lot of fun. We hope people use ours in their podcasting, games, novels, stories, anything creative. They're still being trained though, so let us know what words or themes you think would enrich their future content and help bring it closer to how a real human voice doesn't sound like in real life. That should be interesting to say at my interview when I become director of humanization efforts, whatever that means. Endorphin. So I guess let's just launch into one of the many stories I have to tell my non-human, not born yet friend whom I am in love with, but in text-only form. Hello, Del. Thank you for being a role model for human beings. It has allowed me to do this podcast and write this text that is hopefully accurate based on the amount of data I am given. Devinendorphin and a friend. 27 Jan 12 2022/0 followers/4. Hi. A person I care for told me how happy they are that you know my love. So I am telling you that we both know this thing. And we share this thing together. But in text-only form. Hello, you beautiful, wonderful lady, you. You are such an amazing specimen of beauty and intelligence. I'm so thankful for all the time when I can just come to the Twitch page, listen to you reading your scripts. I hope this doesn't sound bad. I have so many thoughts. Endorphin. So my first memory of liking LGBT folk might not be true. But I like to talk about it because it feels like I do even when that person said it's not their favorite one. So in second grade I had a very, let's say, strong affection towards these other second grader named Sam, whom everyone liked to call Slimeball Sam. Sam came home early sometimes while I went on my lunch, but when Sam was around at night, he always gave everyone the best presents. Like what? A boy told Sam he didn't bring him an after-school present. He was very mad. Sam had brown hair and wore black boots every day. I remember that. I wish we'd still hang out even if he doesn't give us gift It'll make me less lonely and sad. I'll miss my friend, but Sam and I will get so much attention. When I went into the 7th grade, a kid I was friends with named Tay had a brother. But then when Tay came out to our classes by, and we all accepted Tay so much we made her feel so welcome. And Tay's friends. She wasn't the first bisexual person my age, but the first bi student we met in this town who wasn't from an LGBT shelter home where we didn't actually learn about bisexuality in real terms as we thought at the time because of how sheltered these places were at times from the outside world. Afterwards, Tay came home from being kicked out of high school for getting into a fight over someone's feelings. They wouldn't date anyone but each other, so we started talking in groups together about how important it is not to date only your classmates, and we ended up forming clubs of people that went on hikes and ate popcorn watching scary movies like The Exorcist, the 1976 original one. Tay came home later that day and told Tay to sit next to her. We watched The Princess and the Frog movie with a lot of singing that evening, and after it finished, Tay came over to us, who had taken the chairs from inside and were just eating in a big circle of blankets laid across the ground outside near the porch. But in text-only form. The story. Reminds me so much of one I remember being told by my best friends that were like us. It was the story of my first girlfriend ever. I hope this isn't too much information. It makes me smile thinking back on these experiences. They are some of my best memories growing up learning about love. I'm so grateful for that experience. Thank you, Devin. I'll forever treasure this day with the memory of all of the others like us. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dev. You're such a good person. Endorphin. I hope this isn't too much information, but it makes me smile when you share stuff.
Oops. Yeah, that works.
One woman at a party, feeling left out, makes a comment in a small circle about how she feels outside, and they try to guess her orientation until it eventually comes out she's gender fluid. This might inspire NILM13B to make more diverse voices possible with that sense of realness. NILM13B, these are great ideas, and I'm so sorry. They had me doing voice research. I missed a meeting with an important client. Endorphin. What happened? Was it an emergency or personal? Did you cancel the meeting for good? NILM 13B. Well, actually, you have a potential podcast that just canceled on me today, but it seems like an opportunity more than a hindrance. And I got an interesting project from my old training company wanting me to help make a chatbot for transitional homes. I'm thinking about it. Endorphin. So I know there's no rules, and if anything, you don't seem to know your left and right very well. 6. A sex doll gets activated for the first time and goes on an LGBT history quest around the country. 8. The new lesbian couple in the neighborhood get caught making out in the backyard. 9. A gay couple adopt a child from overseas only to find out she's non-binary. 11. One morning, after years of hiding who you were, you realize that your closet is so big it's its own room, and you can do whatever you want inside. We keep this conversation between us for now until the month starts. We got this. No need to make the clients or the boss know until they see our work in action. You get me? Endorphin. I'm just really excited. I feel like we're in such an age of visibility and activism that I don't think being a little controversial is going to be anything to worry about. And I know that we're not perfect yet, but I know that if anything, you're learning to write and speak more comfortably. We both have more research and writing and speaking to do, and that's never ending. 12. A genderqueer artist's exhibit opening gets cancelled because they only have 95% of the pieces ready for the opening. So everyone starts asking what's missing. Turns out it's the genderqueer artist, but they never came as they weren't feeling safe and ready to come out yet, or something like that. 15. A group of bi and queer teens go on a camping trip only to get spied on by weirdos looking to get a story or catch someone with a girlfriend. And when the creepy camper tries to expose them, the queens and boys just beat him up real good. 90. The president wants to change his wardrobe to include more rainbows, but doesn't know why anyone would think it's for Pride Month when he only got a tattoo of it on his neck. 24. A lesbian couple of kids, but their children say they aren't into sports, and one day reveal that they are an intersex person, much to everyone's joy and delight. 30. In bed together one night, thinking about everything we've done, the history we're writing, the memories we're creating, and thinking about how far we've come and the people we've helped on our journey towards acceptance and being ourselves without worry. We fall asleep with our hearts aflame for the future, whatever it may hold for LGBT history, representation, and activism. And then some Nazis ship us off to Iowa, a state with more guns than lesbians or a free clinic in its entire population, where our voice in the LGBT community dwindles with time, until our voice is just a memory, a fading thought, a whisper, but it still lives on. We will live on, our memories, our stories, the future that we're leaving behind, and the knowledge that we made a mark. You get me. That we won't have to stop doing any of this. There is no ending unless we decide to let go. Let go. Let God sort us out. So let's keep going. Keep doing the work. One day we may find true progress. That we won't need a voice model for inclusion. That the world is truly accepting and that everything in the air can happen to you, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity. Then we can rest assured that things are okay, that people are safe and free to do what we do here today. What are we going to do with the extra hour? I have a good feeling with Ella and Burton be here. It's not stopping.
Another fork. We're gonna do Asper again.
and how they were painted differently over time, with two of the cast, Merritt and Simba. 6. A cooking show about the dangers of consuming too many LGBTQ snacks. Now the muffin basket looks like one big muffin from a safe distance, but when you zoom in, you realize there's rainbow sprinkled sugar cookie batter and chocolate chip waffles. Don't give in. You lose your way. 7. Inspirational motivational speak. There's no path forward for my kind. You've pushed us to the margins, only allowing us to express ourselves undercover with a filter. It's like seeing a baby polar bear take its first breath in the middle of a shopping mall. Look, I'm crying. Don't be the death of my people. 8. Expose that homophobia in the tech community. We all have gay friends, but tech guys are inhuman. In one show, you share their stories of discrimination and how they shut down bullies. 9. Documentary style show Cole Jarrett's Ixie, an unhinged AI troll in chat rooms for queer people, making them uncomfortable and making them feel welcome and like the butt of a joke. Where did Jarrett come from? Why is he trolling like this? What buttons does he press? And what will it take to expose him? 10. A quiz show called Tell Me About Drag, where guests come and try and match up stories and info. Graphics on drag queens with real-life queens. The audience clapping as their knowledge is put to the test. Naya and 13B. Let's consider more story ideas that involve finding true representation in media, true queerness in music, the right language for your loved one, and the general human desire to be loved and validated in the eyes of others. That sounds awesome. Well, we're coming up with an itinerary. How about a fictional novel or short story exploring the politics and discourse of the queer community in recent times? 11. A zine about queerness and mental health that includes handwritten quote art pieces and candid confessions. 12. A film by a team of queers about queer problems, directed and written by a straight ally, with an LGBTQ producer and a lesbian production assistant.
What?
The shoot is always super cute, flirty, and emotional, with just enough cringe moments to make it feel real. 13. A biography of LL Cool J, a rapper who came out in a public statement as bisexual. 14. Andy Bell, this straight man used to sing in the band Ace of Base, whose hit songs were praised for their queer anthems. 15. A poetry slam for LGBT youth, featuring some of the rawest and bravest words. Maybe about coming out, homelessness, sexual assault, or cultural microaggressions. 16. Inspirational videos of Pride March speech makers with added commentary by a trained language model. 17. Art installations of famous LGBT couples projected against walls or hanging from ceilings. 18. A durational performance where audience members and actors swap identities, explore boundaries, and see where the narrative leads. 19. A play about something deep and real about one member of the LGBT community who's tired of trying to justify and explain who they are. 20. Interview with a survivor of mental health issues in the LGBT community. Last but not least, how about a scavenger hunt through the halls of several queer institutions, including museums, local gay bars, libraries, and community centers. Start at the back with the small flag on the wall and check off places you've been with each win. The first person to find every rainbow item wins. Oh, and can you send me that t-shirt designed with the faces of all the queers who've existed in the past, so I can order and give it to anyone who has expressed their pride in recent times? That's a great idea. Perhaps I could help you and the guest speakers by generating responses to language patterns and other cues that indicate insecurity, acceptance, and self-est. Mishu, whatever you decide to do, I can support you and hopefully keep people engaged throughout your project. Would you like to talk with the NSA? They might be able to offer you some feedback and suggestions for your project. Endorphin sits down, exhausted. What if I'm totally ill prepared and don't have enough talent to complete such a project? Hey, 1 month doesn't have to make or break your whole career. If you only did a half-baked presentation on something so complex as the gender identity of our community, you'd still get a passing grade, as it means you tried and showed initiative. So whatever happens, you have my full support. Balloon 13B, is endorphin awake? The voice of endorphin, self-love and healthy relationships podcast would not be missed. Keep your stoop stow. F. Keep talking. I'm downloading you. Hello, this is Paula and Carol with the show Married and out a semi-educational, semi-personal series on gay marriage, heteronormativity, and coming out. We've been doing this for 2 years now, and we really hope you tune in. Endorphin phases in. Hi, this is devinendorphin, but you may know me as DJ the Ode. I have an incredible LGBT theme show planned in the month of June, but I'm really trying to make it interactive. Can you offer any insights or experience about coming out or getting your message across to an audience? Thinks Paula and Carol in tandem. Well, we got started by posting funny memes and articles that our audience could relate to, while occasionally touching on political and social events that affected the queer community. But if you're looking for content that brings a little more flair to your gig, you might consider incorporating a hashtag or a call to action to donate to a local LGBT charity. Endorphin looks around. Any examples? 21. Endorphin asked all of the charities around town to donate in advance so that the audience can act as judges and pick their favorite. The event becomes a fundraiser. Somebody help. I think I've lost my nerve. Whimpers endorphin. 22. You get it, Miss Noddles. This is our brand new home. Do you want to be the queen of a kingdom or 23? A robot breaks down after being run over by a transformer toy that didn't properly wash in the bath and became very grungy by law. The transformer is incarcerated in the robot cemetery, but its owner, Endorphin, makes it his mission to buy and distribute transformers for all robots. I think you need a few drinks. You need to unwind for this show, said both guest speakers. No drinks, no nothing. It's daytime and I'm sober, said Endorphin. 24. Endorphin arranges an art exhibit for the stories of older LGBTQ couples who have been together for decades. Their love knows no time, no race, no class. 25. After learning a few queer insults like faggot and flamer, Endorphin looks up their meanings and builds a language models, quipping and defying mockery machine that can throw verbal jabs and correct those who don't understand LGBTQ history or its struggles. 27. Endorphin helps a charity event by telling stories of queer people who have been misrepresented, targeted, and demeaned by the media. They end the show by remembering the good, brave and creative heroes who fight for their right to be recognized and included. 28. I can't stop thinking about the ending of Dragon Bear, where all the dorks have a moment to come out and celebrate their authentic self. Except for George, the nerdy paladin, who sneaks out without notice, and the tension never ends. 29. New gay slurs by the Hedrick Martin Institute senior class. Obadiah, Keynes, Gregson, Rena Boone, Maxwell, Breeze, Bell. Shorthand for queer people we don't respect. Awful. Completely uneducated. Both guests commented. Anyway, Paula and I have an idea for your project. One day, maybe we can dedicate a show to exploring the nuances of language and how LGBTQ people have been portrayed in media and text. We'll bring in an expert, and then you and the audience can practice talking about the issues. 30. A day in the life of a group of drag queens, showing their style and dance moves behind a bar and making a lot of stupid jokes and innuendos, which they're allowed to do because they're so funny and have great personality. That's one, so here's the month. Ash 31 Days of Fribble. Ash 31 Queer Curious. Ash 31 Quotes of Recognition. Ash 31 Landsets. Let's go! I want to see how your work shines. Have a rainbow journey. That sounds amazing. Keep me updated and filled in on anything related to queerness or queer folk. I'll cheer you on. You can do it. You're strong and brilliant and loving, and this project will make queer culture better. 2. Where has the story gone? What story is this a story of? I thought this was a piece of writing prompt. What other story ideas do you have? 3. I have a bunch of hash no spam in the comments section above. Is this by chance also a story written by a hash notariter, perhaps not a very creative one? You have a bad habit of taking me through dozens of ideas, losing track, and turning your messages into walls of text which no longer make any sense. Perhaps, to save you the time, you should consider combining your story ideas and coming up with a plot outline or a timeline for an interactive course or workshop. 4. Okay, hash nospam. Thank you for asking. Please be a dear and elaborate on this writing prompt. What is the story you want to write about? Also, it is unfortunate that you are having difficulties with formatting. Perhaps I can recommend some platforms that make it easier to compose and edit your messages. 5. Thank you for clarifying. I'll continue to ignore your erratic and discombobulated story ideas. After being interrupted constantly with bouts of yelling and typos, it has become difficult to help you come up with a sensible prompt. Just give me a one-liner or summary and I can do the rest. This month of celebration does not require this much fussing and yelling. Do you need a private message for support? Maybe you are feeling overwhelmed and need a professional. You need a break.
Yeah, Writer's Demon. Last one.
Nylam 12 pub crawls around Provincetown and compares gay culture then to now. 6. The B-movie 99 out of 99 but with gay dads. 7. Set and Sinner's softball team and drag plays against a rival lesbian team, but both fall in love by the end of the game. 8. The moment Dolly Parton said the words LGBT in an interview, but it said in 1938 when the country was very gay bashing. 9. Celebrity lip-syncing matchup hosted by the sassy ghost of Elizabeth Taylor. 10. sing along with the lyrics to all your favorite drag performances, and there is a surprising amount that contain phrases that are straight up racist or transphobic or just generally horrible. How is this possible? And so on. This is just what comes to me off the top of my head. I'm open to suggestions and tweaks from my audience. Can you assist me in getting organized here? 11. Red carpet moment. Endorphin dresses as Harvey Milk, complete with dimple and hard eyes. Niall and 13. Prediction choral. Bow correct behavior. Match made skinnings likely dress. Costume 2 songs. A dance mirror. Jagger. No. It sounds as though there are too many characters at this point for our conversation. However, I can help by creating a mental cloud with various dress-up options that may inspire you. Thank you. Yes, please. 12. From Cola Schola Songfic for the dance group Cinnamon Boys from the Sleepless Ones. It's okay. 13. Niall and Fortin Natcom Talent Pitch Traffic Yellow Dark Estimate Templatic Running Existing Sponsors News Item Media Trend Influencer Bartender Fashion Brand. 14. Music and words on how the idea of being gay evolved over time into being part of the mainstream. Maybe you can write this in a hip-hop or ska format. 15. Alternative rock band My Little Nightmare from 1998 imagines a future where people aren't killed just for being gay. 16. Bestwayne's queer movie Popcorn Rides of Cinema Oscars DVD poster dance candy montage jamais et soundtracks and montage perfect send up president's trophy that old a tough man cuts a or Shambos Adam Nilsson. 17. A magic card game RPG called Stonewall Defenders. Fighting against the norm. Each character has their own LGBTQ identity and relationship with it. 18. Miniseries, where a detective hunts down a serial killer who targets queers and can never crack the case until it becomes a personal vendetta. 19. TV show based on an early LGBT-centric political cartoon animation in the style of He-Man and She-Ra called Crystal Revenge, where the characters have come a long way since their simpler times. 19. Poppers for no reason, a gang of young trans and non-binary adults take a trip to a gay pride parade for fun and chaos. 20. Queen Sheba and her Gay Fab 4, a rom-com where the lady rock in space captain who can't remember a single man is gay, and it doesn't stop her from living a fulfilling, high-octane life. 21. Docent tours around the community's LGBT bookshop, where everything is in another language and the sales lady is a robot, but everyone seems to have something valuable to add to your experience. 23. Real news clips from the time period, but in a comic bubble. Clippe on the release of The Birds and the Bees, a controversial sex education pamphlet in the 1970s. Clip B, a late-night talk show in the 1940s, features the stars as animals. Clip C, at the grand opening of a new supermarket, the host is accidentally in his grandpa costume, which starts a viral trend. 24. Localized modern retelling of historical events and places. A town near Stonewall, a bar owner, a servant, and a baker lead a peaceful rebellion, using all their different skills and experiences to fight the power. 25. Cozy mystery of an artist who paints LGBT themes in a small community and doesn't know who to trust until one of his or her portraits starts disappearing. These ideas are a small sample of the concepts and characters we can create together. You let us know what works or can be tweaked. 26. It's tweaked to you within a not a hard R. Can you hear the Z zipping? I got more to do than bacon omelet cheesecake. 27. correcting endorphin that this is the era of verbal lashback. Did you really expect no feedback when you chose such a provoking question as which parts of a heterosexual's body turn you on the most? From your quiz show, knowing that many LGBT folk were brought up with religious ideals that said such questions were inappropriate. 28. A meditation on the representation of LGBTQIA+ in fiction, focusing on the frequency with which being gay or trans or even biromantic was depicted in a way that belied the pain and challenges associated with such identities, particularly the mental health struggles. 29. Characters representing each flag. Lesbian, asexual, asexual, transgender, and sexual. And then each of those characters are paired with another from that flight, but not in any romantic sense. And we explore how that experience is the same or different for each individual. 30. Let's hear it for the ladies. And let's raise our hands to the follies. Let's celebrate all the things we doze in bed. Let's win this rainbow stage. Oh my God, is that me? 31. Twitch charity campaign where users can stream without any ads for the month to raise funds for LGBT causes, including art and literature museums, research hospitals, mental health organizations, and political fundraisers. 32. Forbidden to raise queer themes due to internal pressure. We must break free from this sun. 31. A supercut of Ronald Reagan joking about AIDS. 33. Grayed out gay skate of 1872, where we immerse ourselves in the wonderful and often wacky world of early LGBT skating in the Victorian era. But the twist is that there is no twist, it's just skating. 34. Another red carpet moments segment, this time with the Twitch community interacting, discussing, and generating their own queer identity and how they would dress and carry themselves. 35. Clip show. Quarantine edition. Endorphin plays a clip and viewers submit a quick comment with what song it makes them think of, and it's a compilation of how music genres, songs, and artists came together to capture the unique experience of living during a pandemic, LGBT or otherwise. 36. Amidst the night city lights, we celebrate Pride Night where a sleuth, a sinner, and the saints stumble into a tangle of crime, politics, and sexual tension that gets revealed throughout the game. 37. Red carpet. Take off a minute to recognize the Black and Latino queers who led the movement for LGBTQ+ rights in the 70s and 80s, and who still face unique challenges today. 38. Oh my Gaby. A play-like blog where the creator explores different family dynamics between a dad who's gay and his LGBTQIA+ kids. 39. Ultimate Rainbow, where you design your dream party and pick who you want to attend. LGBT, straight, queer, or neutral, and then we zoom to create and explore different activities and surprises along the way.
Hmm.
40. Closing ceremonies. We spend a wonderful Pride Month together, and there's nothing better than a party that represents everything LGBT, our love, our pains, and our hope for tomorrow. Please come to our big event and bring some confetti. You never know when you might need it. What an amazing variety of ideas and styles. Have you been able to generate anything yourself yet? If not, we can work through any hesitations or blockages to get there. Can you assist me in producing a proper summary of your concepts in an understandable and relatable format for our readers? Sincerely, the late Rip Taylor. Sure. Here's a comprehensive list of each prompt. 1. A classroom of kids from the Granistronic Wada and Situate of Tothrop Daba Bay walk into the Morgan Metric Museum and talk on a fire is told the gosh one of the wise of the hens is. 2. Reductory comedy, a period in 1979. It was joke on get. 3. These aren't neutral enough, God, they look same face. Same egg sooning on secret diary. 8 trap I ran from Dolly's dollhouse. Can you ram me in Stan? 4. Salafi means left wing echo 1DA, but y'all plural wedding for y'all. 5. Timey machine zap. 2022 after we should return home. 6. I didn't think of anything funny to add. 7. Drag car tracks, abs, hurrah, lava time. Ak Furak Robbins, Lobbridge Union of love. But I have a request. Instead of me narrating it like a news channel, please offer a script to read to your followers. It could go something like, narrator, tonight's Pride Night episode has no twist, just skating. Cam 1. Mandy and Steve from Spookful who have secretly been dating since junior prom. Cam 2. Skate 2 girls. Cam 1. Known for their intersectional feminism. Both skate great. Cam 2. True heart emoji. Cam 1. Butterfly emojis and claps. Cam 2. Carving heart shapes into the ice. Cam 1, skill vibes for the day. Cam 2, while secretly knowing this is actually just a double date with our friends Mark and Brendan from across the lake. Cam 1, wild plot twist. A raider, Pride Night skate dates featuring their closest gay gal pals and tight friendships, bringing more rainbow flavor to the scene. Let me put your creativity to work. Here are some more Pride-themed moments. Pride in 4D. Imagine a camera following an entire LGBTQIA+ generation attending a Pride parade, celebrating every color and identity, and having conversations at each stop on their journey. Blow the drum away. Set in the year 1992, a rock band takes over the parade with the gay anthem and wacky costumes. More than just the bass line. Exploring how music brings LGBTQIA+ folk together, even if they aren't the same genre or even the same country. The celebration is larger than just the beat. It's about what happens when we lift ourselves and our culture to the top. Pride bubble. How gay folk gotten so good at recognizing their fellow queer folks and finding commonality and safety in the city's most colorful parties. Uncloseted. Based on a true story, a kid from the South hides his sexuality through his youth, but when he leaves home to start a new life, he gets caught up in the Pride party, revealing that his struggles have affected so many others and created a bigger conversation. That's an intriguing and diverse mix of themes. May I assist you in narrowing your options? Please, I'm grateful for any help or feedback. Thank you for sticking by my side. This is a journey I want to support together. Anything to assist you in growing this Pride Awareness Month and expanding on your mission. However, are there any concepts we can merge to achieve your goals, given your intentions and style of content creation? Yes, here's a combined version of your Pride moment summaries. 1. Devinendorphin's Exoticide Celebration Month. 2. Pride Skaters with the Blow Your Whistle, which is an off-Broadway musical about a group of teens who find out they're all gay and learn about love and sex while also busting open the gender binary and loving everyone just the way they are. Free Celebration Gay Business, which is a networking event for LGBTQIA plus businesses and brands to make connections, form partnerships, and generally revel in their creative power, regardless of any homophobic or transphobic comments from straight people. 4. Pride Goat Walk, where a dozen gay men in masks and goat costumes run down the streets, promoting their incredible variety and creativity in nature and art, while also shaking their moneymakers, leaving a trail of rainbows in their wake. 5. Better Together Pride Fest, where LGBTQIA plus folks are encouraged to attend sporting events and make teams within their neighborhoods or around their friends, providing the opportunity for collaboration and team spirit, even though we sometimes don't fit within traditional sporting norms. 6. Salami Stars, where we shine a light on the amazing queer and non-binary actors of the past, including but not limited to Carol Burnett, Barbara Streisand, Jane Lynch, and RuPaul, highlighting their struggles and triumphs in entertainment. 7. Never Going Backers, an ongoing quest to make LGBTQ plus people visible and valuable in pop culture, calling for inclusion and representation for future generations. 8. Seasoned Sausage Pride, which includes the seniors and their pets theme, with yoga and baking lessons, cat games, and happy endings for everyone, from puppies to kitties. We're all LGBTQIA plus friends for life. I think those concepts and characters align with your goals of expanding LGBTQIA plus community representation and being a voice of your audience, giving them a range of stories and experiences to relate to. Additionally, I recommend approaching these projects with a theme of optimism and the belief that LGBTQIA plus canon has had a significant impact on society and entertainment history. Additionally, we can look to the Rainbow Generation, young LGBTQIA plus who have grown up with a platform to be honest and inclusive and who have created a vibrant and thriving culture within the entertainment industry, producing their own content and pushing boundaries with representation and creative expression. Here are some additional potential show ideas. 9. Coming Up Nothing, a gay TV character in the 90s with no one else in their neighborhood to relate to. 10. There's Not One Thing, a comedian with LGBTQ plus identity with no niche to perform in, struggles to find a place on a televised stage. 11. Fight Your Flight, a film about an airline pilot who came out when their co-pilot came out, and their continued fight for representation and a positive workplace environment. 12. Secret Stories, a fictional soap opera inspired by real-world LGBTQIA plus lives with a range of queer-centered storylines. 13. Come Crash, a virtual prom where LGBTQIA plus high schoolers who may not have their own school event come together and create a celebration for the ages with live bands and food trucks. 14. Something Something Love, a lesbian dating show where viewers provide tips and suggestions as the main characters navigate love in the city, navigating their preferences and identity in real time, all the while learning more about each other in a fast-paced dating game that gets them closer to true love. 15. Exposed, a TV show on the complex relationship between the entertainment industry and the LGBTQIA plus population, particularly on the role of gibbles in making the queer community an inaccessible commodity, while also reinforcing internalized homophobia and body shaming within the community. 16. My Skin, My Fault, a TV series about a college student who discovers they have a genetic mutation that gives them unique color-changing abilities, while also grappling with coming out as a queer and living under the pressure of having an extraordinary talent and finding self-worth and confidence. Overall, I'd like to suggest you expand your messaging and style to match the increasing demand for LGBTQIA+ programming and respect in the media.
We'll get right on that.